What's up, homie?
You can't handle the truth. Pay that man his money.
Never say never, but never.
Let's go.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans, AFC North fans, fans of the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens. This is an AFC North show. The homies on Friday night. I'm your boy Tate here in the building with the homies, Pay and PayDirt. Fellas, what's happening, man? We got football going on. It's got to be a great time of year. What up, B? Dirty B? What's up, Dirty B?
Ready for football, man. I'm glad we moved this up actually an hour because I was worried about how the screen was going to look, casting shadows and whatnot, because it's a little bit too large for the space I have here in the office.
I wasn't worried about that.
Yeah, I wasn't either. My TV nets and reds right now. I don't know how it's affecting anything as far as the optics right now, but oh well.
I was just going to walk off the screen and go watch the football.
I like it.
Wow. And we'll get into that Chargers Chiefs matchup that's going to happen in Brazil, right? In Brazil?
Sao Paulo. Corinthians Arena.
Okay, you sound like familiar with. You been there before?
No, I have not. I'm aware of where the word come from. I found that to be interesting.
That's our
I've only been south of the border one time, not including the Caribbean. Well,
okay, yeah.
That's not correct. I've only been south of the border to one country, not including the Caribbean. It's not Mexico.
Not Mexico.
Not Mexico, not Brazil.
Medellin.
Okay. There you go. I'm gonna find that treasure one day, PayDirt. I'm gonna find it.
Dig that. Okay. Well, that's our pay though. Knowing words is why we got people in the live chat kind of fooled around here that pays that guy, the legal genius that he is. JC, Johnny Cochran in the building. High praise, man. Man, PayDirt, what's going on with you, man? They worked you rough this week?
I had a busy week. It is what it is. I mean, I'd rather be busy than not busy as far as work goes. Makes it go faster.
And PayDirt, you might remember, I don't know if Pay remembers, because we had this discussion last week when we brought up the DOC song, The Formula, and I was right on that one too. I sent you guys a screenshot during the show. But you remember PayDirt when the slang term was, and it was a thing, Arsenio Hall, let's get busy?
Yep.
What was that all about, man?
I don't know, man. He had a lot of things going on there. The dog barking and all that.
Did he start that?
Yeah.
He started that?
Did the dog barking scare you, B?
That was not at all. But that was the first time I remember it, like in mainstream, right?
Right. Yeah, no. Me too.
Because Browns are definitely not mainstream.
No,
Segue.
I'm gonna tell you this: nothing Arsenio Hall's ever done has scared me. Pay.
Good.
He didn't scare you in Harlem Nights when his boys had the little pop gun.
No, he gives off way too much Russell Wilson vibes.
he hit that dude with his ass and put that little away. Yeah. Pay, you remember that movie?
Do I remember Harlem Nights?
Yeah. Because it came out Thanksgiving of '88. I know you didn't watch it then, so and shout out to the homie.
Hey, I don't know. I know I know you're a little ancient, Tate, but there's this thing that was invented in the early 80s. It's called a VCR. So you can watch things not when they come out. You can watch them at a later date, thanks to the invention of the VCR and the DVD and the Blu-ray. So I have seen Coming to America, Harlem Nights, all of the classics, at least a dozen times.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. I'm familiar with the VCR. I was around when there wasn't a VCR. I remember when the family was happy to get a VCR. I remember when the family was happy to get a Apple IIe computer. You know, like my mom brought that home. I was like 13 or 14 years old. We had an Apple was just like a Texas Instrument was really, I think, the go-to brand back then. If you even remember Texas Instrument, but you know,
they had their best year ever last year. If you didn't know that,
I didn't know that. I didn't know they were still relevant. But
www.ti.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I say I don't know if they're still relevant, but I guess relevancy is relative to what they've ever done. So doesn't mean they're a giant now. It just means that they had their best year ever.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. I can dig it. But yeah, man. You ever seen the movie Pay the Fish to Save Pittsburgh?
I have. What's my man that played for the Lakers in that movie? I'm blanking on his name. Why I don't know why I want to say Mercury Morris, but because he played football. But what's
Abdul-Jabbar was in the movie?
Yeah, I know. I'm not talking about Jabbar. I know he's there, but
you talking about the dude that got traded from the Pittsburgh Pirates to the Lakers or to the LA team in the show, and he was a mean dude. He always had attitude. There was a real Laker that outside of Kareem.
Yeah, it was Norm Nixon.
Yeah,
he was in that.
Norm,
I like Norm.
Debbie Allen's husband.
Mm-hmm.
One time, him and Ahmad Rashad were brother-in-laws. How about that?
Ahmad Rashad, he's got a eclectic friend list.
Ken McNair said something about that was Arsenio Hall, not MC Hammer. They did what, Kenneth?
The woo 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 woo.
Well, that's what PayDirt said.
It was Arsenio Hall.
Yeah. Okay.
I concur.
But fellas, man, what we gonna do this evening, man? Kind of got a crossover show with the homies Friday night. We got a game here coming on a little after 8. We mentioned that already, the Chargers. So everybody, I think it's on Netflix. I know you know, Pay. Netflix, right? Netflix?
Game is on YouTube.
And this one's free for all. That's what I was told.
Okay, so how about that?
Just enjoy it while it lasts.
Suckers. Right. This is how they get you addicted. They give you a taste.
Mm-hmm. They program you.
That's right.
Reel you in. But so what we're gonna do, man, and we can take you right up to kickoff, just about close to it. We're gonna examine and just break down what we think the keys are to the AFC North matchups. That'll be Steelers versus Jets, Bengals versus Browns, 2 for 1 right there. Don't really got to talk about the Browns. We can talk about the Bengals and the Browns at one time. And the big game, Sunday Night Football, maybe one of the best matchups of the week. A lot of good matchups this week, though. Buffalo and the Ravens, the Bills and the Ravens in Buffalo. Pay, you coined that game last week, the real MVP versus the false king MVP. What'd you say?
Super Bowl #1 for the season.
That's what this game is going to be?
Well, I guess AFC Championship, but yes, it is a championship match in September.
You calling that the AFC Championship game right now? That's your
I am.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, fellas, so let's just jump right into it. We'll take a break after we talk about these games. Well, let's go right to the Steelers and the Jets. I believe that's the first one to be played. So let's just go right there. I mean, Pittsburgh is going into MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. to take on the Jets is another Eddie Murphy movie. We bringing Eddie Murphy up all day. Trading places. We got Aaron Rodgers started for the Jets last year in game 1. Justin Fields started for the Steelers game 1 last year. Switch places. Now their opponents playing for the opposite team, and they play week 1. So how about that?
We're back, Mortimer.
That part. But yeah, so this how I'll just say I see the game real quick. Then this is how we'll do it. Since the Steelers are my team, I'll say how the game goes, my thoughts, and you guys can ask any questions you want for a couple minutes. Then we'll move on to the next game. I think the most important thing for the Steelers is defensively is to stop the run. I think you really have to concentrate on make Justin Fields be a passer to beat you, make him play from within the pocket. So you have to maintain your lane integrity. I think as far as the rush, you don't want to get too far upfield. And you don't want to just be scatter rushing all over the place. But stop the run. I mean, I think they'll run the ball. If they run 60 plays, 40 will be runs. I think a third of their offense, also offensive play call will be pass. I think 2/3 of it will be run. And whether that's designed quarterback run, whether that's Breece Hall or the kid Allen, I believe he's out of Minnesota, big back. I think he's going to be really good. But I think they try and run the ball. So Pittsburgh needs to put them in advantageous situations for the defense, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8. Those things don't let them get really started. There's some talk about Cam Hayward potentially missing the game. I don't think Cam misses the game. I wouldn't even be surprised if he gets a bump in pay before kickoff. If it's $4 or $5 million for this year, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think he plays because he knows this could be his last year in Pittsburgh. If he wants to make this contract thing a thing, and this is the year that he's probably had in the last 4 or 5 years since prime Big Ben, that he's really may have an opportunity to win a playoff game. So I think he plays. I think we see the secondary unleashed. I think they can do some things. I've heard from Steeler camp, Steeler spear. I'm not connecting anybody directly in Steeler camp, but people that the Steelers think they have some tails on Justin Fields. And I think with the new look secondary, with veterans like Jalen Ramsey and Slay and Joey Porter Jr., another year experience, I think they might be able to confuse them in the passing game. Offensively, I think people think the Steelers want to run to pass. But I think in this particular game, they're going to pass to run. I think they're going to turn Aaron Rodgers loose if they're still turning a 41-year-old loose. I think he, tries to hit DK Metcalf, uses the tight ends to try and soften the defense and open it up for the run. So I see that happening. We need to line the play really well. And basically, if those things happen, because I think Aaron Rodgers tried to, downplay going back to the Jets. We know if you watched in the early summer, late spring, he was on McAfee talking about the Jets and Aaron Glenn and organization and stuff. So now that it's game week, he's acting like no big deal. But I think it's a deal. I think he wants to come out and really try and punish those boys. And we'll see what happens. So those are my little keys to the game. Anything? Nothing at all?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't know you were passing it over.
Oh, yeah. Those
are my keys to the game. Yeah, I agree with you in the fact that I think the Jets here are going to try to take the air out of the football, which is ironic playing against the Steelers because they spent most of last year doing that, right?
This is correct.
Yeah, so I think you're going to see a lot of running. I think you probably hit the nail on the head. 60-40 sounds right to me as far as run to pass. But that said, that when they do, they're going to have to try to do something vertical at some point in time, just to keep the Steelers on their toes a little bit, keep them honest, making those routes at least formidable as far as decoys. But I think I think it's a good matchup early in the year. I think later in the year, I give the nod more to the Steelers, especially if they stay healthy. Early in the year, I think this one's going to stay close. So I like that 3-point spread. I'll allude to that. But I agree that it's going to be I don't know if I think the Steelers are still going to want to run it more than pass it. But I think the matchup is going to be a loss in the trenches. The Steelers, especially if you are right, Tate, passing wise, that offensive line is going to have to hold up. You don't want the Jets to get home to Aaron Rodgers at 41 years old. You don't want to start off your first week with a new team getting beat up. That would be a bad thing. So I think that's probably the key to the matchup as far as I'm concerned.
No, I don't disagree. I'll just say, obviously the Jets will have to pass. I think, far as that goes, I think we see Joey Porter Jr. following Garrett Wilson around, and I think Slade just plays the other side, the other guy, whoever that is. If they're in 12 personnel, 2 outside receivers, I think you see Jalen Ramsey moving around as a chess piece. You don't know where you might line up at. I like that as far as defensive strategy. And yeah, so no, I agree with your take on it, PayDirt.
Kenneth McNair's got a good post over here. He says, I think we'll come out passing more early, a lot of crossers and creativity with 13 personnel. And later in the game, we'll be more run dominant. I can see 100%, that.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. That's kind of what I was trying to allude to. We're going to pass to run. I think that's how I coined it. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
emotions got to be checked for this game. I think the team that has a more clear emotional mind frame coming out of the tunnel will have the upper edge. We all know Justin Fields. We intimately, right? In a football sense, we know how he likes to get down. He's more so of a one read quarterback. He likes to take deep pockets, as most running quarterbacks does. They do. They like to get back there pretty far so they can have those running lanes. You said you gotta contain. Can't fall into that. Can't take that bait. Aaron Rodgers, this is his first time facing a former team. I think this is his first game for his third team. So those emotions are going to be on that sideline as well. And Justin, but him being a veteran, I think he can is more of a just going through the motions for him versus what Justin's like. Hey, half the locker room was rocking with me. Half the locker room felt that I should have kept the job over Russell. I don't think they know what they're doing. I'm ready to prove. He's ready to show the world that everybody's got me wrong, or this might be his final stop before he's a permanent backup. So whatever team can harness that emotion, that I'm going to show you what you don't know. Whoever can harness that and actually play their game, they'll win.
I mean, yeah, I again don't disagree. I mean, I think the Steelers being a more veteran team though they're not Steelers, but we have guys that are Super Bowl winners, experienced in playoff games and stuff like that. With this had a history. The Steelers even have a history of being in the playoffs in big games. The Jets do not. So I still put the check in that box for the Steelers as far as who I think handles the emotions of the game better. Aaron Glenn being a first-time coach. Justin Fields started his first game for his third team also. Mike Tomlin beat Raheem Morris in his first game back last year in Atlanta. So I think we'll see some of those things play out. But yeah, I agree with what both you guys had to say. And we're going to make the picks to these games after the second half of on the other side of the break. Right now, we're going to talk about Browns Bengals. B Dirt, go ahead. Let's get the super chat from Claude real quick. Go ahead and read it, Pay or B Dirt. It's to you guys. Thanks for the 5, Claude.
B Dirt or Pay. What's the Steelers' biggest weakness? And don't sleep on the Jets because no starters played in the preseason. B, there's 2 questions. He posed the 2 of us. So you take one, I take one. I will take the latter. Go ahead.
Okay. Biggest weakness, I mean, I think I alluded to it in what I thought the key to the game was. I think it's the offensive line, the question marks there. The offensive line blocks well, the running game gets going, and you keep a 41-year-old quarterback clean. They don't block well, everything could start unraveling like the old yarn ball. So I think that's the biggest weakness and the key.
Can you throw that comment back up there, Tate? Just want to check something real fast. So this wasn't a second question. That's what I was thinking. Don't sleep on the Jets because no starters playing this preseason. I don't think that's a flex. Not playing in the preseason doesn't necessarily mean anything. Yeah, you're fresh. It also means your body's not ready for football. I mean,
see Zach Taylor and the Bengals 1-11 record for the past 6 years. If you want proof in that,
the phrase that paid all camp was callous in the body. You can F around and find out if you like, but football, you don't just roll out of bed and play football. You gotta crank that lawnmower. And sometimes the cranking don't get it going. Sometimes you gotta prime it. So you gotta pull that cord a couple of times. Freaky Friday. And if you go into September cold like that,
you got the
you'll end up not being ready until October.
You got the chill. You got
the
chill.
I thought you were gonna crank that Soldier Boy. All right, I got it wrong.
No.
Yeah, lawnmower.
I don't want to get sued. He's very litigious.
Fair.
All right. Well, I think the Steelers have a tougher training camp than most teams. I think they're ready for the physicality. So, I mean, it's never been a problem in years past. A lot of the old guys got days off. Ben Roethlisberger, when towards the middle to end of his career, he might have played a series or 2 in the preseason. I think they'll be fine way that go. I think certain players got looks. Second-year players, third-year players, you're expecting stuff from. Those guys played. They kind of sat. They didn't play Aaron Rodgers, didn't play Cam Hayward. TJ, he had his best season after he held out and signed 2 days before the season started. 23.5 sack season. So I'm not worried about that. Let's go to the Bengals versus the Browns, B Dirt. You go ahead and take it from there.
Bengals versus the Browns. I feel like I'm repeating myself here. As far as key to the game and key matchups, you've got a very stout defensive line on the Cleveland Browns side of things. Myles Garrett. You have Mason on Mason Graham on the other side of the defensive tackle. Now they've got some depth there. And we have question marks, especially at right guard. It looks like Lucas Patrick is going to start. Not exactly what we all wanted. So it will be, can that offensive line hold up and keep Burrow upright as we play them? Now, last year we lost early in the season to the Browns in Cleveland, but it was Joe Burrow coming off of injury, not playing in the preseason, and then it was an absolute monsoon in Cleveland. That first game, if you guys remember back to that. This year it's going to be 65 and sunny. Looks like it's going to be great weather. So I think I have no problem. Joe Burrow and all his weapons are going to perform. I think being optimistic or opportunistic, on defense will be good too. The Bengals are going to be a bend don't break. They don't have a top 5 or 10 defense, but if they can get a couple turnovers from a quarterback, quite frankly, over the past 10 years has had a propensity to turn the ball over. So if they can be opportunistic and get a turnover or two from Mr. Flacco, that will also, I think, help go a long way in making this game boring, which I would like. I would like to not have a tight game against Cleveland Browns. I'd like to see the Bengals come out here and win the game.
Those are your keys to the game?
Yep.
Okay. No, so just a couple questions real quick. Because I think Burrow will do his thing. Do you think Cleveland's able to run the ball? And do you think Myles Garrett gets a sack?
I think Cleveland not run the ball down our throats, so to speak. I think they will have some effectiveness in a run game just because, the Bengals' best run defenders haven't been playing together. That front hasn't been playing together that much. Now with TJ Slayton being new and then Hendrickson missing camp and all those things. But I do think with our best guys in there, if BJ Hill can come back, like whatever the best guys in there, I think will be good. And I'm not scared of Jerome Ford. If we had Junkins there, I'd probably be having a different conversation with you, Tate. But
that has to be the Browns' game plan, is to try and run the ball and salt the clock and keep Burrow and Chase and Higgins off the field.
I mean, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, but I don't think that they can rely on that with the core that they have in the running back room right now. I think they needed Quinshon Judkins to sign and get in there and do his thing. I think, like I said, they'll have some success, but I don't think it'll be the ultimate success. And if you remember back to Flacco when he came in last year, he was throwing the ball around. I mean, there were several games he had over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. That's his game. So I think they'll do. I think they'll air it out a little bit too, and the Bengals should get out to a lead. They should, absolutely should. If I was Cincinnati and won the toss, I'd take the ball.
Pay, you got anything for PayDirt?
I'll never forgive the Zach Taylor Bengals for what they did to my survivor pool last year. That's all I got.
You must have picked the Bengals in the first game.
R.I.P.
The very first
game.
Now, the first game was the Browns or the Patriots?
Patriots.
Second game. Browns second game. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was a rough one. It got a lot of people, but I think Pay's got more. I think Pay's got more confidence in the Bengals defense than I do. At least that's what his fantasy football team says.
No, he picked up the Bears defense. I don't know if did you keep the Bengals defense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you like the matchup against the Browns because you won't be keeping them, but
defenses, they're up and down. So we shall see. Week 1 will be a test to see what they have in store.
Okay,
but I still will never forget them.
Let's go to the prime time matchup Sunday night. The biggest prime time matchup of the week. There's a few of them. There's last night. There's tonight. There's Sunday night and Monday night. A lot of prime time games. I think this is the best matchup. Last night was a good game. A little slow once after the rain delay. We'll see what happens tonight. 2 powerhouses from the AFC Sunday night, and Pay's upstart other team, or his main team, the Bears and the Vikings, Caleb versus JJ McCarthy. We'll see that then. But let's go to the Ravens Bills. Pay.
Keys for this game would be just showing up for the moment. And I'm particularly talking to Mark Andrews, a vet. He's been there, done that. You know, I had to tell him twice about showing up for the moment. But the last time we saw Mark Andrews, he had his worst football moment that he's ever had.
Whoops.
And I'm fairly confident that he's going to do a 180 come Sunday night. For that, they kept him around in Baltimore. We all thought that was it for him. That was it. Isaiah Likely got his job. Nope, not just yet. Isaiah Likely, he did hurt his foot in the preseason, and they kept Mark. They didn't get rid of Mark. Maybe it had something to do with his contract, the contract situation he had going on, but he's still there. As far as everyone else in the game, they're vets. They've been there, done that.
That's your keys to the game?
No, I was microphone. They're vets. They've been there, done that. Each one of these teams have played deep into the playoffs, however you want to phrase deep. So I don't think a week one matchup, no matter who the opponent, is going to necessarily get either side of either team super riled up. I think both of them come into this game business as usual. I don't think it's going to be the heavyweight game that NBC or NFL offices in New York will like for you to see, but it's going to be contentious. It's going to be well played because these are two, as I've stated, two of the premier teams in the AFC. I think two of the best. I think the two best teams in the AFC, and I definitely expect to see them matched up again come January. Where I think the game will be won at, not only making those plays where they count, shout out to Mark Andrews, it will be won in the trenches. You got one of the best defensive lines in all of football in Baltimore. You got James Cook ready to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. With an offensive line that's ready to prove last year wasn't a fluke. And Josh Allen ready to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. I think whoever can win in the dirt would have a significant foot forward in winning that game.
Okay. No mention of Derrick Henry. I mean, Lamar Jackson is not, and I think Lamar Jackson is the best player in the game, but I think you're talking about two of the top 5 players in the NFL are going to play in this game. And I could bring that 5 down to 4, depends on the day. Derrick Henry, is he a key at all? I mean, I think the Ravens don't have, to me, much on the receiving aspect. They have solid receivers. They don't have game-breaking receivers. Mark Andrews is an older tight end, still good, still
you can say that for both
serviceable.
of these teams, though. I don't think either one of them have outstanding game-breaker wide receivers.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No
Not at all.
names.
I'm sorry?
No household names.
Right. And so I wasn't suggesting that. I'm just saying I think the key has to be to stop Derrick. He didn't bring Derrick Henry up, so I'm getting at I think the key for the Buffalo D has to be to stop Derrick Henry. Because Lamar Jackson is going to do what he does. I mean, and we don't give him credit, but he actually is one of the better passers in the league. We think of him. Lamar Jackson is 6. What did I see today? He's 6 all time already in winning percentage, or his high might be higher than winning percentage, but he's first all time in rushing, and he's like 16. He's moving up the passing number. So I mean, as a complete player, he's one of the most unique talents and one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen play. And you kind of been on it for a while, Pay, but I think we're starting to see it more. For years, so many people, especially Steeler fans, called him a running back playing quarterback. No, he's a very good quarterback playing a very elite quarterback style of play.
That's right. Don't say we. Don't say we.
We what?
Now you said we don't give them credit. Like, no, it's not we. It's some people, not including me. You're right.
Yeah, no, when I say we, I'm talking about Steeler fans, the collective of Steeler fans.
Yinzies.
Yeah, I'm talking about us, we, but not me, because I see things. I said draft Jalen Hurts. You saw what Jalen Hurts did last night. Not the greatest game, but he kind of went out there and won it by himself. And I'm ready to move him up the quarterback tier meter a little bit too, at least as far as the current quarterbacks go. But yeah, so Lamar Jackson is just a great player. I think between the two, him and Josh Allen, I think they both need games from Cook for Buffalo and Henry for Baltimore. So I think the quarterbacks could come close to canceling each other out. So that's where I'm at.
All right. I listen, if it's my turn to take the wheel here, I will say this. Are these guys between the two quarterbacks the last three MVPs? Two for Lamar, one for Josh Allen, if I'm not mistaken. So
no, we're not.
Somebody got
Lamar
it
won it
between
the year prior. Lamar won it the year prior. Somebody else won it the year prior to that. So the last three
out of the last four.
I think that's right. Yeah. 3 out of the last 4. I think that's
No. Lamar won 19.
Right.
So there's three MVPs between these guys.
Right.
And the last two they've won. But both of them have had a little bit of a stigma of making poor decisions in big moments and big games, not being able to win that big game to get over that hump. So I think this is a big game for both of them right off the rip. You know, you talk about Sunday night, national TV. It's a big game to start off. I think they both want to put their stamp on this season right off the bat. So to me, whichever quarterback plays the cleaner game and doesn't turn the ball over has the biggest advantage. Yes, Derrick Henry is great. Historically, though, if he has a big season, he normally has a 1,200-yard season the following year, 12 to 1,300. I imagine he'll come back to kind of baseline there. But James Cook has also been a very good back. Like these teams are very mirrored in likeness. I'd give a slight advantage to the Ravens as far as the overall team composition, but I think whichever quarterback has the fewest turnovers, I think wins this game. Period.
Big fines all across the board to myself. But we're going to take a quick break. That was for me. Let's shout out some of the people in the live chat. Go to break, come back, and we'll make our picks for week 1. I think we all picked. I showed proof in our chat that I picked the Cowboys. Actually, it was close to the score. I was a touchdown off. I think I said 31-24, and it was not 31-24, 31-27, and the score was 24-20. So
a couple field goals. That's all.
We took it off our slip, didn't we, PayDirt?
I don't know if you did, but I did not.
I showed you that. I kept that because I was dead set with Dallas covering.
No, it's on the 6-pack.
Okay, PayDirt starting the season off good, 1-0.
Shout out Jar Devil John, Pickens, you big dummy. After in the building. Jay Steve, thanks for joining us, everybody. Claude, Kenneth McNair, Mark Tobin, Mr. Woodsey. I'm going. Tim Lyons in the building, the homie Tim. Trevor Rom in the building. Just trying to scroll down, make sure we shot. Mike in the building. Thanks for joining us, Mike. Damian Tate, my brother, put up his comments. This is my brother. The Jets offense will look like a form of Baltimore's offense. Most important thing for Pittsburgh offensively is protecting Rodgers. I agree.
We got another super chat. Did we get that second one?
No, I didn't get the second one. I'll get to it. Just
it might be an after the break super chat.
Okay. Well, I'd rather go ahead and get sidetracked what we've been talking about on this side of it, because on the next side we can just make our picks. Another super chat from Claude, Mr. Biggie Bronco in the building. think that might be it for everybody. Okay. Let's get to super chat real quick. Claude has to say, how long would you suspend Jalen Carter for? Personally, I don't know if he gets suspended because he missed the whole game. He didn't spit on somebody during the game. He was ejected, didn't play at all. Could get suspended. I mean, it's not a first time. People, that happens all the time. We just don't see it, right? I remember Bill Romanowski, where he played, I believe he played for the Raiders, and he spit right in somebody's face. I mean, we've seen it's the ultimate disrespect. I'd rather a joker. Now, the second worst is slapping. I mean, you spit on me, it's on. You slap me, it's on. You still on me, you get a good punch on. I might just deal with that one. Like, damn, he caught me. But the disrespect aspect of it. Go ahead.
Romanowski, he had an excuse. He couldn't contain all the anabolics in his system.
The rage.
Right. He was raged, right?
Do we know that's not JC right now? We don't know.
Well, we do know. We can
PD testing.
We do know that JC suffers from poor decision making. We do know that.
Romanowski doesn't, but you're writing his off because
he did make poor decisions when he went into that last stall in the bathroom, and and I don't want to be too graphic about what he did, but he inserted some rage. Let's just put it.
Yeah, he got injected, not ejected.
That was graphic. Anytime you're inserting, that's graphic. Injected can be thought about any kind of way too. You're injecting something, but we get it. I'm being petty. I'm not handing out no.
To answer that, the original question. I think per the CBA rules, if you get kicked out of a game, if you're a first offender, you get fined, and you need to be a multiple time offender before you get a suspension. Now, that might be under the not personal conduct, but that might be under if your conduct was dangerous. I don't think Jalen Carter's issue would be considered dangerous. So I doubt that he'll get suspended. I would suspend him, but these things are collectively bargained.
Let's go.
All right, let's get the train back on track. We got picks to make. Thanks for the $2, Claude. Thanks for the question. We were just all elaborating too far into it. I brought up Bill Romanowski and went everywhere. So we want to get our picks in. So we're going to take a quick break. If you're watching on YouTube, stay with us. We're not going anywhere. We'll be right back on the other side with our week 1 picks. We got to get the pick in for tonight's game quick because it's going to be happening here fast. So we'll be right back. We'll be right back after this.
And another fine. How about hitting that like button, thumbs up, subscribe, share?
That's for me. But because of you guys joke backstage, look at Pay's location. Let's go, PayDirt.
All right. We're gonna let that slide. All right, let's get into some picks. My favorite time of year. Picking all these games are really hard. I feel very confident in the ones I picked on my betting slip this week, and I'm off to a wonderful start. If you guys have all heard, all 3 of us are, but we have one right now getting ready to get underway here shortly. So we're going to go to Brazil. We got the Chiefs at the Chargers. The Chargers +3, over under is 47.5. I'll kick it to you, Tate. Who you got, Chiefs or Chargers? And you're going to be broke before you get any bets down because this is another fine.
On the Know-It-All show, I picked the Chargers because I was thinking it was the Chargers home game, and they're just designated as a home team where they're playing at. But that being said, I expect the Chargers to cover. I mean, I'm picking. You know what? It's my upset alert. My upset alert. I'm taking the Chargers straight up over Kansas City. I know Kansas City's favored by 3. I got the Chargers winning, not just covering, winning. My upset alert.
Interesting imaging for that. It's aggressive. All right, Pay. Chiefs at Chargers. Chargers +3. Who you got?
You were really adamant backstage about make sure you announce when you're saying an upset. And
Now we know why.
We know why.
When you're ready to announce yours, you'll get this siren too.
I'm not announcing it right now. Kansas City covering the 3.
Keep your receipts, PayDirt.
You know it. I'm not doing this for funsies.
Right. Hey, do we put some in the pot for the total season? The 3 of us. We can talk about that later, but
yeah, we'll work that out. I have no problem with that.
Let's say yes.
Yes, there'll be something in the pot. We'll figure it out. I agree with you, Tate. I'm gonna take the Chargers +3 here. And if you're interested in gambling on this game, I think this is a good line, a good spread here. So it's really close to me. I do like some of these rushing props, though. Check those out. I think we could see 3 or 4 of these rushing props go over. All right. I'll go to Pay. Pay, you got the Giants +6 at the Commies. Over under on that game is 45.5 for those that want to know. Who you got, Giants or Commies?
The Giants are going to keep this close majority of the game, but DC is going to pull away late. DC covers their 6.
All right. I am going to take the Giants. I like the Giants defensive front and defense. I think they make enough plays to keep this close. Maybe even a backdoor cover here. I think they lose by 4. Tate, Giants or Commies?
I like the Giants too. I mean, 6. Is it 6 or 6.5?
6 right now.
Whatever it is too much. I like the Giants in a close game. I think the Commanders win by a field goal, but yeah, I got to take the Giants in the close game. They're much better than they were last year. From the quarterback position, even though we don't believe in Russ that much, I believe in them more than I do little Tommy DeVito and Danny Dimes.
Wow, they got little.
Well, because I always think about Danny DeVito. I know it's Tommy DeVito, but I think they're cousins. But yeah, so I'm taking the Giants with the 6.
Yo. All right. So I'm going to start off with the Bengals at the Browns. Browns +5.5, over under 48.5. I've been having this as a high scoring game. I've been having it as a Browns cover, Bengals by 4. Man, I don't know. It's a say it with a chest moment for me. I think the Bengals win this by 8. I'm taking the Bengals now. I'm flipping on this one. Bengals over the Browns. Tate, who you got?
What's the line again?
Browns +5.5.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the Bengals. The Bengals win by, I think, 10. But yeah, I'm taking the Bengals to cover 5.5. Right. That's disrespect to me, man. Especially since Zach Taylor played his players during the preseason. They'll come out ready for the physicality.
All right, Pay. Bengals. I know you got a lot of confidence in their defense. Browns +5.5. What do you got?
I think you already know.
Bengals?
I drag this team a lot because they deserve it. But 5.5, Bengals got to prove it. Got to prove it.
The Browns?
Taking the Browns.
All right. All right. And let's start. Tate, Steelers at the Jets. Jets +3, over under is 37.5 for those that want to know.
Taking the under, not that matters, but I'm taking the under. I got the Steelers covering the 3. I think they win by 6, and I'm giving Colin Coward the middle finger. He hates on the Steelers, man. He picked the Jets, and his little crony J Mac was all, yeah, Colin. Yeah, Colin. I'm with you on that one. But give me the Steelers winning 24-17.
Okay. So he said he's taking the under. He gave you a score of the over.
Yeah, I
It's our
did.
guy, Tate Boy Fresh.
Because I really want to say 21-10.
Don't let the facts cloud the issue, or the issue cloud the facts. I don't remember which way it's supposed to go.
To cover.
I'm sitting here before the football game watching the Reds rally against the Mets. They were down 5-1. It's 5-3. You guys don't care, but that's why I got distracted.
Correct. You are correct. I've lost what Pay picked there. All right. Pay did say his pick. We're going to have to jump back to that. I don't know what it was. I assumed that you guys would be taking the Steelers, so I took the Jets here. Don't hate on me. It's not because I'm a hater. I don't care. It's not because I see something that no one else sees and thinks the Jets are going to pull this off. It's literally just because if I get this one, I swing a point on both of you. That's all. Pay is out of sight, out of mind, so I'll go ahead and start. Cards at Saints plus 6.5. I think until proven otherwise, I will be fading the Saints. So I'm going to take the Cards minus 6.5 here, and I'm pretty heavy on this one, actually. Tate, Cards at Saints, Saints plus 6.5 for those interested. 43.5 is the over-under.
I'm heavy on the Cards, too. Kyler Murray's my fantasy football quarterback. Hope he goes off. I think the Saints won't be favored in one game this entire season. They could arguably be one of the worst teams in the last, since we talk about the 0-16 Browns and Lions and the 1-15 Browns, they're going to be historically bad. So I got the Cardinals.
All right. Pay, Cardinals at Saints, Saints plus 6.5. What you got?
Yeah, I did. This is my survival pick in one of my pools. I got Arizona winning. I do think Arizona's going to be one of those surprise teams this season. Obviously, the Saints are ass-tacular. But 6.5, I can't pull that trigger. I got cover.
Hey, Pay.
Can I ask you why? What makes you think they're going to cover? You're expecting, who's their quarterback? Oh, Spencer Rattler to come out and because
I'm not expecting anything. I just think
don't
that
try to talk him out of that one, Tate. Just let it go. Okay.
Long as you rely.
Hey, I lost the Steelers and Jets pick. Who'd you take?
I got Pittsburgh cover.
All right, so I do have some concern about what's going on right now. The last time we had somebody open Amazon packages on air, I haven't seen them since. What we got going on over here? I'm concerned. I don't want you to go fade off into the abyss.
No reason for me to do that. This is just one of those, Christmas for me. That's all this is.
All right. Pay, I'll go back to you on this one. Bucks at Falcons. Falcons plus 1.5. Over under 47.5. Very interesting game to me. What are your thoughts on this one, Pay?
Say that line one more time.
1.5.
1.5.
Bucks are favored by 1.5.
I'm gonna keep the Bucks to cover 1.5. It is a tough game, divisional game, and I did say I like Arizona to be a slightly better this year, to be a surprise team. So but I'm not where everybody else is with the Falcons. A lot of people think the Falcons are sort of going to be another surprise team. I'm not there. Tampa Bay, I think Baker Mayfield's ready. He's pissed off. Cover.
I agree with you there on the Bucks. I know they got some things that changed there on the offensive game plan, but I think the cabinet is full there. You guys know I drafted Emeka Buka. I think I sniped him right in front of Tate. I think Tate was eyeballing him because it did take you a little while to make that next pick. I was enjoying that, but I'm going to take the Bucks here too to beat the Falcons. Tate, what do you think about this game? Falcons plus 1.5.
Where's it at?
It's at Atlanta.
At Atlanta, these two teams fight for the division title.
Mm-hmm.
The NFC South, I believe. Carolina Saints won't factor in, though. Carolina may be marginally better. A win or two more maybe than last year.
They could be feisty.
They could be feisty, but third place feisty nonetheless. And I know when we picked it, you picked it different. You might pick Carolina for a second, but I'm gonna take Atlanta in this one. I'm gonna take Atlanta, and I tell you why, because it's in Atlanta. I think Michael Penix will be played better than Kirk Cousins did at any time last year with an offseason. I think they get the weapons more involved, and I think it's a bit of a revenge factor with Raheem Morris coaching against his former team he was head coach of years ago. So I got the Falcons plus 1.5. But
I can dig it. Falcons plus 1.5 for Tate. All right, we're going to keep it with you, Tate. We're going to go Panthers plus 3.5 at the Jags. Over under for those who want to know, 46.5.
This is one of those feisty ones, man, that you brought up. I got the Panthers, man. I just have no respect for the Jags. I think Chuba Hubbard can have his way in the run game. I think Bryce Young is starting to come along a little bit. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Panthers and maybe the worst game of the weekend.
All right.
Well, no, Cardinals Saints got to be one of the worst too. But yeah, I got the Panthers.
All right, Pay, we'll kick it over to you. We've got the Panthers plus 3.5 for the Jags. Who you got?
I remember somebody else being bullish on the Panthers at one point or another, and I remember Tate not being very vocal about that being cap. But in any case, I think the Panthers win, but I'm not 3.5. I think it's going to be a lot closer. Jax covers.
All right. I took the Jags minus 3.5, and the reason why I'm doing that is definitely the running back, but not the running backs that Tate was talking about for the Panthers. I'm talking about ETN, Bigsby, and Rootin' Tootin'. I think he's going to have a little bit of a breakout season this year. I like the depth they've got at running back. I think they're going to run the ball effectively against the Panthers and pull this one off and win by 7. All right, Pay. Next game, we got the Dolphins plus 1.5 at the Colts. I don't even know what to expect out of this game. Over 47.5. Who you got?
No, this is the worst game of the weekend. Not too much on this one. I got Indianapolis covering 1.5, even though Indianapolis doesn't have a quarterback. That's how bad I think the Dolphins are.
All right, taking Danny Nichols. I'm going to take the Dolphins plus 1.5 because why not? These two teams both suck. Tate, who you got? Dolphins plus 1.5 at the Colts.
I'm gonna roll with Pay. I don't know what he's talking about. I says cap. I can think Carolina's going to be bad, but think they beat another bad team. But I'm going to take the Colts, and I think it's an upgrade in quarterback play from the Colts. Actually, that's how bad they were last year. When their Anthony Richardson and who was their other quarterback last year? Not that it matters, but I think Danny Dimes is better than the quarterbacks they had. And he could be a factor in the run game. Tyler Warren is a weapon. Big receivers, and I'm looking for Jonathan Taylor to have a nice season, provided he stays healthy. So give me the Colts minus the 1.5. And it's in Indy, right?
Yes, it is.
Colts all day.
I'll take this one first. Raiders plus 2.5 at the Patriots. I literally took the Patriots just because I've taken too many away teams. Give me the Patriots minus 2.5. Tate, who you got in this game? Patriots favored by 2.5 over and unders for those that want to know, 44.5.
This is one of those games. So I'm going to pick the opposite of what I think you guys are going to pick. And with fantasy football rooting interest, since I got Genty and Brock Bowers and the Raiders kicker, I'm going to go with the Raiders, hopefully to put up big numbers. I think right now, today, not projecting forward, Geno can get it done better than May. the Patriots quarterback, and I
Heard that.
think Vrabel kind of just tries to play it close to the vest, and I like the Raiders to put more points up. So
All right.
Raiders plus 2.5.
Pay, you got to split the vote here. You got the Raiders plus 2.5 or the Patriots?
I got the Patriots. I think both teams are going to be a little bit better than they were last year. I mean, can't be any worse. But I'll take the Patriots to cover that one.
I agree. All right, Tate, you have the largest spread of the week. The Titans going to Denver to play the Broncos. Titans plus 8.5, over under 42.5 on this one.
I'm going to go with the favorite, though I think 8.5 is a big number. But I don't Tennessee. Haven't seen Cam Ward, haven't proved anything to me. I mean, not even during the offseason. So they took the Steelers trash and paid him $40 million. Dan Moore made him starting left tackle. So I'm going to go with that defense in Denver. I think they just paid Benito too. And yeah, I'm going to go with Denver this game to cover the big number. Man, I got Denver.
All right, Pay. Titans plus 8.5 of the Broncos. Who you got?
I got Broncos covering that. Another one of my survival picks. I don't have much faith in the Titans. Titans got a good defense, but they got a rookie quarterback. Tough game to start. They might have the best quarterback in this game while I'm tripping. Tough game to start your career against. I got Denver taking care of that business.
Everybody run, don't walk to DraftKings and place your bets on the Titans because this is a clean sweep. I also take the Broncos minus 8.5. So there's no way that's going to work.
Hey, man, I just want to say shout out to comment Big E Bronco. Shout out Big E. Think the Patriots walk all over the Raiders. I think that's a divisional hating pick right there, man. When you say walk all over, you could pick them to win. There's no reason to think the Patriots are going to walk all over anybody. So just had to address that. Go ahead, PayDirt.
Walk on by. Pay, I'm going to give you the 49ers at the Seahawks. Seahawks plus 1.5, over under 43.5 for those one. No.
San Francisco covers. They went by 4 or 5.
This is a great game for me because I took Christian McCaffrey in the second round like a big old dummy, and now he's questionable again.
We boys. You had to have your mascot player, man.
Man. Now at least
I took him last year too.
At least I took Brian Robinson. I took him the year before in another league and won. So let's. I was 1 for 2 going into this year, so I was trying to go for the tiebreaker. So hopefully he can bounce back.
You drafted McCaffrey again?
Yes, sir.
B.
And I handcuffed him this year, though. I did handcuff him this year, which is good. I'm going to take.
You wasted the first round. B.
I didn't take him in the first round.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to take Seahawks plus 1.5 here. For no good reason. Tate, 49ers at Seahawks. Seahawks plus 1.5. And fine plus 1.5.
I got the Hawks.
We're gonna have to start giving you an over/under on fines and only make you pay if you go.
I'm okay with that, man, because I at least respect the game and hit mute. I'm not sitting here sipping my drinking and coughing and everything. I'm courteous to the other speakers on the podcast. So if I make a mistake and forget I turned it on, my bad. But I'll take the fines. But no, I got the Seahawks. I think the running game. I think San Francisco's and Purdy, the pressure's on with big money and lack of receivers. And with Christian McCaffrey doesn't play, they lost a lot in defense too. Greenlaw and the safety that look like Troy Polamalu and some other players. I got Seahawks win this one. And it's in Seattle.
All right. I'll start off this next game. Lions at the Packers. Lions plus 2.5. For those who want to know, over under is 46.5. Real simple on this one. Tate, you know what it is. Detroit versus everybody. Give me the Lions plus 2.5.
I do know. and I have been a. Is it Pay or me?
It's you.
And I have been a staunch Detroit of everybody supporter because our neck of the woods be dirt. Detroit's right up the street, so we kind of like identify with Detroit a little bit, northwest Ohio and stuff for being right up the road. But this year, with the change in coordinators, both sides, no Diddy, offense and defense, those guys are gone. And I just don't. I think you're gonna see regression. Lions will still be a good team. They'll go from 15-2 to 11-6, 12-5. But I think the Packers are the class of the division, provided they're healthy. I like the Packers in this game to cover 1.5. You said
2.5.
Two. I like the Packers. They win by more than field goals. Yeah, I got the Packers.
All right. Pay the tiebreaker to you. Lions plus 2.5 at the Pack.
I do. Man, week 1 sucks. I like Detroit. Detroit to cover that 2.5.
Week 1 does indeed suck. That said, we'll go over to Tate. You know what's worse than week 1? Not having football. Tate, Texans plus 3 at the Rams. For those that want to know, over under 43.5.
Because of Stafford's back situation and the fact that I think the Texans have a good defense, especially a good defensive front. I think they get to them. I'm taking the Texans to win this game. I believe it's in LA, but they both play in Dome. So, and it's September anyway. Not that matters. But yeah, I got the Texans winning this game. And there's going to be some separation between us as far as these picks because I feel like I've made a lot of lone wolf picks so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have a couple. Pay Texans plus 3 at the Rams. What you got?
I like the Rams.
All right. Pay takes the Rams.
Never, Afton. Never, ever, ever.
It'd have to be some strange circumstances for Pay to pick the Green Bay Packers. Yes. I'm actually.
I'm sorry. That's a thing, Pay, because I was watching. What's the show? Is it Around the Horn? What's the show with Will Bond and Tony Kaiser? Pardon interruption. Yeah, that's right. No, because Will Bond, like, he can't root for the. Must be a Chicago thing. Like he hates the Packers too. So okay, I get it.
Yes, that's right. Bears and Packers do not like each other.
I don't think
Milwaukee
you understand what a
Chicago.
rivalry. Do you know what a rivalry is? I mean,
Chicago and Milwaukee has some animosity towards each other.
That makes sense.
I actually had this one as my upset alert. I got the Texans beating the Rams outright. Plug your ears.
Plug your ears.
All right. Pay, I'm going to let you start this one off. It is the game of the week. Sunday Night Football, Ravens at Bills. Bills plus 1.5. Who you got? You got that mute.
Baltimore got to get to the league back. So I got Baltimore taking care of their business, covering that and winning outright. That is a Tate.
That's a small upset alert. You got to play the quick version. That's a little upset. This is tiny. I actually have the Bills here plus 1.5 for no other reason, and I thought you two jokers were going to take the Ravens. Let's see if I can catch one. Tate, who you got?
I think it's disrespectful that Baltimore is a dog at home and them and the Ravens.
Baltimore's a dog at home.
No, Buffalo's a dog at home.
Correct. You said Baltimore.
Well, Buffalo's a dog. I think it's disrespectful. And with that being said,
that's it.
Because because if I took Baltimore, I'd just be. I mean, I'm going to do the same thing I just talked about Big E Bronco doing with the Patriots and the Raiders. I'm going to take Buffalo, though I don't think they walk all over. But I mean, whoever wins the game has to win by a field goal. So a field goal for Buffalo, if they lose by less than a field goal, well, no, I got Buffalo, man. I'm gonna take Buffalo in this one.
All right. Yeah, I think this is a toss-up game for sure. Last but not least, we got the Vikings at the Bears. Bears plus 1.5. This is
the Bears are home underdogs.
Correct.
I'll take this one first. I guess we can let Pay do this one last since this is squad.
Okay.
Minnesota, Chicago. Bears are 1.5 underdog at home. But until I see J.J. McCarthy, they're without Jordan Addison. They picked up Adam Thielen. The Minnesota did. I think Ben Johnson's a really good coordinator, which that does as a coach. But I think the Bears' offense will be better this year. I'm going to take the Bears, man, getting the 1.5. And it'll be a small upset again. But I got the Bears winning at home to get off the snide and start 1-0 for the season.
All right. Pay, I assume you have the Vikings here at the Bears. Bears plus 1.5.
Down 911 because the sirens need to be coming towards the crib right now. Disrespectful isn't the word. The Bears at the crib. The Bears at the lake. And guess who showed up to the lake with them? All the guys. Members going to be jumping down on all people wearing purple. Bears taking care of business. 31-17. Bear down.
Did I hear something that the Bears have lost like 8 straight home openers? I don't know. Is that a thing? I feel like I just heard that this week. And this would tie a record if it's 9.
That's not true.
Okay. Week 1 home openers, maybe.
I don't even think that's true.
I heard something around that, but go ahead, B-Dirt. I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't find anything like that. I was doing a little research here on your home openers. Bears actually have a pretty good record at home all the time. That's fairly impressive. But not this week. I'm taking the Vikings over the Bears. I'm flip-flopping on this one after I took the Bears 2 days ago. Don't care. You two take the Bears. I'm taking the Vikings. This is the way it is.
You're not taking
JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy.
No, I took Colston Loveland on Wednesday. If you listened,
Oh,
the win-win situation here for me. But I'm taking them, man. I'm taking them. I just want to pick up this extra point on you guys. I think this is also a toss-up game. I really do. I think it's going to be a close game. I think there's no way in hell it's going to be a 14-point game. Speaking of hell,
I think what 1.5 points says it's a toss-up game.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. That's the week 1 picks are in the book, and we got to go over see how what. I can't wait to see the records. Vikings by 55.
That's a shot at Pay. But see, Pay gets overly aggressive, though. I don't know any reason why we think the Bears will win by 2 touchdowns, though. I got them winning, but why we gonna jump out there and say by 2 touchdowns, man?
You gotta have faith.
Yeah, you can have faith that they win, but 2 touchdowns?
I only have one thing to say. 3 digits. 14 and 3.
What's that? Is that the 3-digit Illinois or Georgia pick 3 you're playing? What is 143?
I remember you picking the Steelers record as 14-3. So
there you go.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay.
That was during the schedule drop, but I'm still not dropping
Gotta
below
have
12
faith.
Yeah.
Over aggressive, right?
But I wouldn't pick the Steelers to win. Even against the Jets, I didn't pick them to win 31-17.
I think it's more likely that the Bears win 1 game that they're 1.5 point underdog than the Steelers to win 14 games this year.
There was no betting on that. That was a schedule release. So, but yeah. That being said, man, we can go ahead and get out of here. Thanks everybody for joining us. It was a fun show.
Go watch football.
You got some good picks from the PayDirt boys. With that being said, we out. Peace.
Let's go.
Mamba out.
Y'all come back now. Here